Alright, so welcome back. So we've got some really neat stuff to go over in this lesson. It's a neat new learning concept we've come up with that we think is going to be a blessing to a lot of people. We call this the Roman numeral family system. So why do I call it a family? We'll go into that more later, but it's because that's how I think about music when I'm playing by ear, when I'm playing the piano. So Roman numerals, what are those? Basically, those are the numbers that the Romans used to count with. They used the letter I for the number 1 and the letter V for the number 5. And the Roman numeral system is actually the key to playing by ear. So to use it, we simply give each note of the major scale a number. So for C major scale, C would be your 1, just the first note of the scale. D would be 2, E would be 3, F would be 4, G would be 5, A would be 6, and B would be 7. Now the way it works is the 1, the 4, and the 5, those, if you look in your PDF study guide, those are actually capitalized. They're in uppercase. The reason is because these are major chords. Major means big, uppercase, therefore. So your 1, your 4, and your 5 are naturally major chords in the major scale. If we're in the key of C, C, F, and G are naturally the notes that are found in the major scale. If we play the whole major scale as triad chords or 3-note chords. Now some of them are lowercase. The 2, the 3, and the 6 are lowercase because they're minor. Think minor means small. So 2, 3, 6, D minor, E minor, and A minor. Those are all lowercase, okay? Now the 7, it's not lowercase or uppercase really. It's a diminished. It's a different type of chord. We'll learn about that more later. Don't worry about it for now. We don't use it a whole lot just as a plain diminished chord in gospel music. So let's remember that there are 12 different keys on the keyboard, okay? But these concepts we're going to learn, these tips and tricks that are going to make playing easier for you and help you to understand the language of music, they will stay the same for each one of these 12 keys, and that's what's so cool about it. So this, like I said, is the key to playing by ear. And you may be asking yourself, well, how? I don't see how that could be the key to playing by ear. But remember, I called this the Roman numeral family system. So you probably have at least a few people in your life that you can recognize their voice when they say your name or when you hear them talking, whether it's in a crowded room, whether it's over the phone. As soon as you hear their voice, you know that it's them because you've just heard that person speak so many times. You've heard them talk over and over again to the point where you recognize their voice like that, and you would recognize it anywhere. So we're going to use the same trick with Roman numerals. We want to learn to recognize the 1 chord whenever and wherever we hear it. It has its own unique sound, no matter which of the 12 keys you're in. Same with the 4 chord. We want to learn how to recognize the 4 chord. It has its own unique sound. No matter which key you're in, it always sounds like the 4 chord. It's the same with the 5, the 2, the 3, the 6, all of them. So using these 6, what I call family members, you can play almost any song. And once you learn to recognize them by ear, you'll be able to hear and play almost any song. So if you look in your PDF study guide, we do have a point of reference. We have the cheat sheet for major scales on there. It has every single one of the 12 major scales. It has the number for each chord that's in that major scale. So now I want to point out something. There's not really a way to practice hearing the 1 chord just by itself. Instead, this will actually come as a byproduct of practicing and training to hear the other family members of what we call the Roman numeral family system. So let's begin with the 1 to 4 movement, and we're going to play this in every single key. It's all there in the PDF study guide for you. All you have to do is read it, and it has it exactly there for you. We're going to start with the key of C, and we're going to play our 1 chord for 4 beats. We're going to get our 4 chord for 4 beats, and then we're going to go back to the 1 chord, okay? So let's do it. Key of C. Our 4 chord is F. Okay, let's go to the key of F. Our 4 chord is B flat. Good, let's go to the key of B flat. Our 4 chord is E flat. Let's go to the key of E flat. 4 chord is A flat. Okay, let's go to the key of A flat. Our 4 chord is D flat. Let's go to the key of D flat. 4 chord is G flat. Key of B. I'm just going to speed through these. 4 chord is E. Key of E. 4 chord is A. Key of A. 4 chord is D. Key of D. 4 chord is G. Key of G. 4 4th chord is C. Okay, so obviously you probably can't go through it that fast yet, but I want you to practice that, and I want you to practice it every single day for at least a week, preferably 2 weeks, until you get it down and you can recognize this 4 movement by ear. You can hear how it sounds the same no matter what key you're in. Okay, so that's the trick of it. Now, we're going to do the same thing with the 5 movement. So start with the key of C and go to our 5 chord. I'm going to speed through them. 5 chord is G in the key of C. This is all in your PDF study guide. Key of F. 5 chord is C. Hear how it always sounds the same movement over and over again. Key of B flat. 5 chord is F. Key of E flat. 5 chord is B flat. Key of A flat. E flat's your 5. Okay, and I'm not going to go through every single one of them just for time to keep this video fairly short. But that's how it works. And if you'll do that, your ear will train itself where you will start to recognize that 4 chord and that 5 chord. And you'll begin to recognize the voice of it, just like you can recognize the voice of a person that you know well, a close friend or family member. So now once again, this is not just something that you want to do once. This is something you need to do at least one time every day for the next week or 2. And be sure to use both hands like we did, because it's important to hear the bass with the chord, and that's very, very important. And you can change the rhythm, make it more interesting, you know. That's cool. If you want to play different chords, like a suspended 2 chord, for instance, that's fine as well. You're just trying to hear the general movement of it. Whether it's a suspended 2 chord or a major chord or whatever, it's really not going to make that big of a difference. But I would try to stick probably to suspended 2 chords and major chords just to keep it fairly close and similar for now. All right, this is the end of this lesson. It's an awesome learning concept. I think it's going to be a blessing to you, and practice it, and it will revolutionize how you hear and play music. God bless.